Hello guys, it is me, Shiro, and welcome to a new segment I'm introducing called My Thoughts. My Thoughts will be a segment where I typically focus on a topic, or a fairly broad topic in some cases, and I just give my thoughts on what I think about it, and I try to look at it from different sides. And today's discussion is Gamejolt. And for those of you who do not know what Gamejolt is a content sharing website, much kind of like Newgrounds, but Newgrounds being a place where you can share pictures and videos and flash games and more. Gamejolt is more focused on sharing actual created scripted games or indie games. It's a place for indie developers to kind of get a start, to get kind of noticed, and I'm pretty sure there's a couple of popular indie games that kind of started on Gamejolt. I could be wrong. So, my thoughts on this from a good side and the bad side. The good side of what I like about indie game Gamejolt is that the developers are, in most cases, very communicative, or they love to interact with the people who follow their games and play them. For example, as you guys may have seen on my channel, hopefully, I play a lot of Gamejolt games, such as Undertale: The First Human, Five Nights at Freddy's, and MLFP. All those are Gamejolt. There's probably more I have, but I haven't really thought. Okay, I can't think of them off the top of my head. And the cool thing is I go in there, I post my comments about the game, saying they're good games, I love them, and I get a response from the developers, like, thanking me, and sometimes some people actually message me back, the developers tell me I may have missed something. Sometimes. And I like that. I like being able to communicate with the developer to try to tell them stuff. The second cool thing I like about Gamejolt Pro is the new wide variety of content that you can find. If you're tired of seeing the same old, such as something that happens on YouTube a lot, it's that popular gaming channels will all kind of start becoming at one, like playing the same game, or within a very short session, all of them will have played the same game within a close proximity. Such as when Undertale came out, a lot of gaming channels were kind of already hitting it up. Same with Amnesia, like I'm starting that series now. And Amnesia was like being hit up by a lot of gaming channels at once. And same with just generally a lot of games. Slenderman, just these games, when they come out, they become popular, which isn't a problem. Popular games are awesome. But it's the fact that so many channels play them at once, that they don't really become that new, because a lot of people know about it by now. But Gamejolt helps kind of like, you get to explore everything that's on here, and you get to see all the new interesting concepts that seeing developers may have come up with. And it's cool to explore those, such as MLFP and Five Nights at Freddy's. Those are not actually original, as Five Nights at Freddy's is actually inspired by the original Five Nights at Boys, and MLFP is inspired by the same ideal, Five Nights at Boys, but they're different concepts. Developers took the game and changed a pretty big aspect of it. So Five Nights at Boys being kind of like, I don't think it's like sexist, but it's targeted towards a male audience, and it's supposed to be really focal in that. Five Nights at Freddy's I see as a game that's trying to be targeted towards female. That may be bad to say, because it is pretty focal by itself, and females may not like the game because of how it showcases females in general, but they're not really females, so animatronics. So look past that, it's a redesigned concept. So instead of males, it's females, and there's actually different bosses, and the story is slightly different. I don't know the entire story for Five Nights at Freddy's. And same with MLFP, it's an entirely different concept, with it being about the MLP show and having the main cast and all the villains from it, with a actually different storyline. So it's redesigned. And then there's those interesting ones, such as Undertale: The First Human, that tries to fill in story gaps or create a story from the original source. So, what are my thoughts on the cons on Gamejolt? When games become popular and some games start becoming noticed, such as popular games such as Slenderman, Gamejolt tends to get overwhelmed with a huge spam of copycats, really. And essentially, some people may classify Five Nights at Freddy's and MLFP as copycats, but I think they're pretty good on their own. I think they stand better, not as a copycat, but as its own source. But that may be a little bit biased, in my opinion. But copycats, like, if you type in Slender, there's a lot of Slender clones, and there's generally not a story with Slender, in his games. It's just collect the 8 pages and survive, or in some cases, you die. There's a couple that have a good story, and they change the concept, but essentially it's the same thing. And it's really just bad to see that. And another thing, that's the con about Gamejolt is the wide variety of how sometimes game developers will attack other developers for considered stealing their content or stealing their idea. So, in a game site where you can share your content, there's possible chances where the creators may accidentally create an idea or have an idea that's similar to someone else, and that can create controversy between them. In general, I really love Gamejolt, and I love the idea of a site for new indie developers to just go upload their game so that others can experience it, give them their opinions, and to spread the word. It's just a really cool concept in general. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you next time.